Bonjour YouTube, welcome back with another Spiral Abyss guide. The new Spiral Abyss in the 5.5 patch just released. New enemies, new buffs, new blessing, everything. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the best tips as usual. The best teams, best gameplay tips, best setups, etc. to clear this abyss the easiest way possible. I managed to clear this one with 4 stars only team. If you haven't seen the clear, Moika, can you chill? If you haven't seen the clear, you can check the last YouTube video. I will put the link somewhere or the notification somewhere on the screen and in the description. But yeah, basically I used like Overload first and Hyperbloom second with 4 stars only. That was my team. So I did like yeah, I did something like that. And Traveler, Rosaria, Cookie, and then Xingqiu. So it was tough. It was tough. Everyone is C6. I'm only using 4-star weapons except Bennett on Skyward Blade. But yeah, it was kind of tough. But you can check the run. It was pretty fun, pretty challenging. So it is doable. I think it's the only team that works without Nalan characters. But you can do something like you can replace the Electro with Yansan and Oron and then do Shengling Chevreuse. But yeah, we're going to go over that later. But yeah, new Spiral Abyss. I think this one's a little bit like complicated. Floor 11 is a bit harder, not that hard, but it's still a little bit harder. And Floor 12 is a little bit restrictive this time around, so it's a bit challenging. But I'll give you the best teams, and yeah, hopefully you will be able to clear after I give you all the tips. New blessing. Every time you trigger cryo-related reactions, you deal true damage every 4 seconds. So it's nice if you use cryo characters, but if you don't have any cryo characters, it's not really that useful. Floor 11. Let's start with Floor 11, best teams and tips. So Leyline Disorder, 75 cryo damage bonus. So yeah, even if you don't have 5-star cryo characters, you can use Rosaria, Kaya. They're really, really good. Same for Floor 12, where you get some cryo damage bonus as well. And I'm not going to go over a clear of Floor 11 realistically, but just to give you a few tips. First half, Kazuha, Sucrose, or Venti, as usual, are game breaking. There are a lot of enemies. Sucrose is enough to group them, so you can just use Sucrose. You want some elements to take care of the Pyro Slime and the Hydro Slime. And then on 11-3 first half, there are 60 enemies. So yeah, Venti is the best, but Sucrose is really just fine. I did it with 4 stars as well, so Sucrose is completely fine here. She can group enough. You get a lot of energy back since there are so many enemies, so it's really, really easy. And then on the second half, any single target team is going to be pretty good. Preferably if you have a cryo DPS, it's great, but even if you don't, like, it's not like they have a ton of HP. Just make sure you can take care of the Pyro and Electro Shield here. So if you have some Hydro Cryo, it's going to be a bit easier. And realistically, that's pretty much it for Floor 11, honestly. Make sure you level up your talents, level up your characters, your weapons, and you don't need a ton of damage on Floor 11. The 11 one is going to be defend the Monolith, so just got to make sure about that you don't take too much damage. But first half with Sucrose grouping, it's going to be free or Kazuha or Venti. And then on second half, it's 1 by 1, so it's not too complicated either. Now, Floor 12. Floor 12. So Leyline Disorder, first half, you get skilled geo damage bonus by increased by 75%. And second half, you get skilled cryo damage bonus increased by 75%. At the moment, we have no 5-star character that really have skill cryo damage, that use skill cryo damage really. So like Ayaka can benefit a little bit. Ganyu skill can do a bit more damage. But other than that, it's basically Kaya or Rosaria that can benefit. And then after that, we don't really have anyone, so we can assume it's probably going to be for Escoffier that is releasing soon and that is going to release during this rotation. But no leaks. I don't look at leaks. Please, no leaks in my comments either. I don't know what Escoffier does, and we'll probably see it in like 2 weeks or next week. Next week. So yeah, it's going to be soon enough. Chamber 1. We got Hydro Tulpa. Second half, we got Abyss Lecter and then the Millennial Per Seahorse. So a lot of Electro Shields. 12-2, we got the Nalan Boss. And then on second half, we start with like a Fontaine Robot, then Avatar Lava, then Thundering Wyob. So a lot of enemies. And then on 12-3, we start with 2 Hydro Mimic Boars that are like super fast to kill, honestly. Like they have no HP. But then the two Phantasms have a lot of HP, even with like good Pyro DPS. It's kind of slow. I mean, they're pretty tanky, but if you have Alakino or Mawika, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. But we'll go back to it after. And then second half, we start with two beasts into Primordial Baptismal Bishop into the Hydro Consecrated Crocodile. So a lot of enemies, a decent amount of HP, honestly, overall. Like, it's the highest amount of HP of every Abyss ever. I think in total, like 8 million or something on some stages. So yeah, it's a lot of HP. But it's really not that bad. I mean, I managed with 4 stars only, so it's really not too complicated. So now, in terms of gameplay, I will start with 12-1. I will give you the best tips for the Tulpa and for each bosses for each chamber. Some of the bosses have been here in the past already, so we kind of know how to play against them. But just a refresher for people who have never fought against it necessarily. So yeah, the Tulpa, lots of damage, but you have Perma, Hydro, Infusion. I mean, Hydro Aura on the boss, so all your Pyro attacks will melt, will vape, sorry, not melt. So any Pyro DPS here is going to be very good. At the start of the fight, he's just going to do a few attacks where you can start DPSing pretty well. You can play, yeah, any Mawika team, any Overload team is gonna be pretty good. And yeah, honestly, it moves a little bit. You want to kill the little ads if you can. And then just follow the boss around to try to deal as much damage as possible. Mawika here, like you can see, C0R1 Mawika, no Shironen, no Silali, no Melt, anything, and we're like, yeah, it is really fast. So C0R1, Varesa, and Yansan C2. So if you play Bennett against this guy, just be careful because he can vape. When you have Bennett, you have the Pyro Aura on you, so the boss can vape on you and deal a lot of damage. You just gotta be careful, but that's basically it. Really straightforward. Bring some Pyro to make it much faster. Shangling is broken, so you can just bring Shangling on the first half. If you don't have any Pyro DPS, it's gonna be very fast. Now on the second half, we start with this Pyro Lector, Electro Lector. So you wanna deal as much damage as possible. Get the prog the shield like that. Zarya is really good in this Abyss, honestly. And wait for the shield. Bennett is really good against the shield, especially if you have the C6 Bennett activated. Boom, use your burst. And then just use everything to break the shield. Pyro, Cryo for Electro Shield are the two best option. The two best element, and it's gonna go pretty fast as you can see. Boom. Now, the horse. The horse at the start spawns and does like 5-second spin, and then you get an Electro Shield. So same as the Lector, you want to apply Pyro, Cryo as fast as possible to break the shield as fast as possible. Bennett Shangling are going to be very solid. If you don't break the shield fast enough, the boss is going to go in the sky and then spawn a few things on the ground that you need to break. And if you don't break them fast enough, like, you're gonna lose a lot of time, honestly. So I mean, you kind of want to break the shield before it goes flying. So try to break it as fast as possible, and yeah, in one rotation basically. Oh my god. Okay, that was a little slow, because I was kind of waiting and stuff, but it's fine. The second shield is much faster to break, so even if you have to do a second rotation, if you have like 20-30 seconds left after he gets the second shield, it is pretty fine. Like, you can break it pretty fast and have a bit more room for DPS. Now for 12-2, that's when it becomes a bit more complicated. The Nadlan boss, basically, if you want to make it easy, you really want some Nadlan characters. So if you have Mawika, if you have any 5-star character, is pretty nice. Shironen is not the best if you only have Shironen against this guy, so you kind of want at least two Nadlan character. If you only have Shironen, you can bring like Auron or something like that. So with Nadlan character, you will be able to fill the gauge next to the HP bar when you enter the Night Soul state, Night Soul burst. And as you can see, like, when I use my Nadlan character, when I use Night Soul points it will fill up the bar, and after the bar is filled up, the boss will do like a few attacks and then spawn some pillars that you cannot climb, and that you can only technically cannot climb, but there's a strat to climb them if you don't have Shironen or Mawika. You see here, you can climb with short characters on this side, so you have to go on the left. When you're on the side of the boss, you have to go on the left pillar, and then with a short character, preferably, I died here, but with a short character, preferably, it's gonna be the easiest. So if you have Yansan or Nahida or something like that, depending what team you use, it's gonna be easier. You can do it with Bennett, you can do it with normal hide characters as well, but not tall characters on the left. You have to go on the right for the tall characters. And that's basically how you do it without Nalan characters. But if you have Mawika, if you have Shironen, you can just climb the pillar, okay? Don't worry too much about that. And basically, I mean, you have to kill it as fast as possible. I'll show you one more time. Here, the left one is really the easiest. So you go here and you look this way. Oh, you go in this corner here, you look this way, and then you can climb, and then you just go up like that. Make sure you stay close to the pillar when you do like that, because otherwise it's not gonna work very well. And then it takes the boss down. The boss has higher resistance before the pillars are down, so you really want to bring down the pillars. Yeah, you really want to bring down the pillars to reduce the resistance of the boss. And yeah, after that, pretty fast. Boom. Oh. Boom. Now, on the second half, there are a lot of enemies. You start with this guy. This guy is pretty squishy, honestly. Like, it goes pretty fast. Boom. Oh my god, Rosaria does so much damage with the buff. Okay. And then after that, the Avatar of Lava. So if you have a Pyro DPS here, it's kind of annoying because you're not going to deal that much damage. That's why you at least want one Cryo or one Hydro to kill that guy. Oh my god, he went out of Rosaria's burst. That's kind of unfortunate. So yeah, try to bring at least one Cryo or Hydro character for the second half. Otherwise, this guy is going to be like... Unless you're really fast first half, this guy is going to be super tanky. Yeah, it's going to take forever. Oh my god, 60k. Alright, get out. I said get out. Okay, and then... Electro Wyob, so it's gonna suck your energy at the start, so make sure you have your energy and use your burst before it absorbs all your energy, so you can break the white shield. The white shield is only a damage shield, alright? You don't need any specific element to break that shield. So you just need to deal as much damage as possible before he does his super attack after the shield. If you take too long to break the shield, it's gonna activate an electro shield instead that you can break pretty fast. But the great thing, if you break the shield, the white shield, fast enough, is that you can get all your burst back, so it makes it easier to have your energy for the next stage. And then finally 12-3. So on 12-3 we got those two boars, really squishy. Okay, they're really squishy. You can see like they just die from Chevreuse even. And then after that, we got those two phantasms. Wrong ult, but make sure you focus the big one, okay? Make sure you focus the big one because the other one is gonna spin towards you all the time. So you just want to focus the big one. If you use Bennett, be very careful because they vape just like the Tulpa. So you might get... They deal a lot of damage, so be careful. And then, yeah, if you group them like that, it is pretty easy. And if you have Mawika, if you have Alikino, like it's just a walk in the park. Really, you had you vape all the time, so you deal so much damage. 12-3 second half, we have these two beasts at the start. Not really anything to say about that. Like, just kill them as fast as possible. They're not too tanky, so it shouldn't be too bad. The main issue with this chamber is this guy, okay? This Bishop here is really annoying. As you can see, like, these Bishops are really annoying because they keep getting staggered all the time. So it's hard to keep them where you want, especially if you use Bennett or something. But it's not too tanky. Like, it's okay. A little bit tanky, but it's not that bad. But yeah, everything staggers basically this guy, so... And then finally, this Consecrated Beast. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much single target at this point, so you just try to DPS as fast as possible. Not really anything to say too much. It moves a lot, but as long as you stay in one spot, it's basically it's not gonna go too far, really, so... And then if you're a bit slow, it's gonna spawn some sort of bull that you have to break. Here, it's gonna do a super attack that deals a decent amount of damage, as you can see. And then it spawns this bull that you have to break with elemental damage. If you have Hydro, it's gonna break the bull instantly, but if you don't have Hydro, you just want to apply as much elemental damage as possible, and that's pretty much it. It's gonna deal a lot of damage to the enemy and take it down, and then you can finish the enemy off. So overall, not too complicated. Mawika, Varisa were C0, Yansan was C2, Chevaux was C6, and then on the other side, Rosaria, Bennett, Shangling were C6, Shilonen was C2, but as you could tell, like, it was pretty straightforward. C0 Shilonen would work as well. You can bring Kazuo or anything, so it wasn't too hard. I think it's just that on an account that has no Mawika or Arlecchino, you might struggle a little bit. But once again, depending what you have on your account, it can be really easy or it can be really difficult. For example, like if you're a Geo enjoyer, like Mono Geo first half can be difficult. Risley second half, you need like a C1 and like a good team. Yeah, Kinage can work, and etc. But if you didn't pull like anything in that land, or if you didn't pull, if you're a returning player, you have Skip Fontaine, that land, or whatever, it can be a bit difficult. Now, what are the best teams in my opinion? As I said earlier, Mawika and Arlecchino are going to destroy this Abyss. If you have both of them, you can do Mawika first, Arlecchino second, and it's free. If you only have one, you can use it on the first half and then do something else in the second half, or have other options for the other team. I'll come down to this. But yeah, Mawika and Arlecchino are the goats of this Abyss. It's like insanely easy with them. Now, what else can you use? So yeah, my two best teams in my opinion are this. Like if you have Arlecchino and Mawika, you should just do Mawika first half with Yansan, Oron, Chevreuse, something like this. You can replace Yansan or Oron with Fischl, for example. And then on the second half, you can just do Arlecchino, Bennett, Xingqiu, Kazuha, or you can do Xingqiu, Shilonen, or something like that. You can do Melt if you have Silali. You can do double Cryo. I really like the double Cryo with Rosaria Kaya. It works really good for the shields. So overall, if you have Mawika Arlecchino, really, really easy. Now, if you don't have Mawika Arlecchino, what else can you do? First half, Navia is basically the only... I mean, Ito can also benefit from the first half Leyline Disorder, but Navia is going to destroy this Abyss. 75% skill geo damage for Navia is massive. So you can do Navia with Bennett, Shangling, Shilo, or Chiori. If you want to save Bennett for the second half, you can just do like double Electro, or you can just do like Farina, Shangling, or something like that. Preferably with Shilo if you need a healer. But yeah, you can do any Navia team with the buff. She's gonna deal a ton of damage anyway, so it's gonna be pretty fine. Even with an F2P Navia, like you can easily hit like 300k skill very, very easily as an F2P with that buff. Varesa Overload, as I just showed, is also going to be very good with Yansan, preferably with Chevreuse, and then Mawika. But if you don't have Mawika, you can use the Pyro Traveler, you can use Shangling. You want an off-field Pyro character to apply and proc the Overload for Chevreuse buff consistently. So if you don't have Shangling, you can do Toma, not the best, but it's still usable. Or you can use Yoimiya's Burst if you want, but not the best option. But yeah, Shangling or Deya also can be a good option, honestly. So yeah, any Pyro upfield will be pretty good for the last slot. Chaska team works pretty solid on the first half as well. Even without Bennett, you can do Oron or Yansan for Electro. If you have Silali, it's great. If you have Shenhe, it's great. You can do Rosaria or Kaya for the Cryo, and then last can be any Pyro. So preferably Bennett, but if you don't have Bennett because you want to save it for the other half, you can do Shengling, you can do Deya. Yeah, you have a decent amount of options, honestly, and preferably Mawika. But if you don't have Mawika, those are the options. And then finally, Hyperbloom is also pretty good on the first half. So either Alhaitham Hyperbloom, you can do just normal Hyperbloom with Cookie. You can do Fischl, and then you can just bring one Hydro because otherwise you won't be able to clear this without a Hydro. But yeah, if you have Alhaitham, it's going to be really, really fast. And it's going to be pretty nice. Also, Alhaitham can let you climb on the pillars with his skill, even though you can use Nahida to do it. It makes it a bit easier. And also, a good old team that can be pretty good on this first half is going to be Rational or Raiden Overload. Works really, really good. You will have a lot of damage. You have the Pyro for the Hydro enemies and stuff like that. So you can climb with Bennett on the pillars. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You got a decent amount of options. Honestly, first half is not the most restrictive. It's just restrictive because you can't use Neuvillette. You can't really use Neuvillette, and Farina is not going to deal damage. So you need Pyro or Electro or something like that to have a smooth run on the first half. Now, for the second half, once again, Mawika or Arlecchino is going to be pretty good if you don't use them on the first half. Wriothesley is going to be really, really solid. Wriothesley either with Bennett Shengling, or you can do Wriothesley Burn with Bennett, Toma, and then another Dendro, or Bennett Shengling and then Dendro like Emily, Nahida, Baiju, something like that. Yao Yao. Works really good, really destroys the Electro Shield super fast, and also he's going to be able to clear the Avatar of Lava pretty easily, and you should have pretty good time, especially if you have C1. Of course, you kind of want C1 on Wriothesley, otherwise he's not really like super playable. But yeah, Wriothesley works great. Freeze teams are unironically not bad. I cleared it with this Ganyu. I think she's C1. Oh wait, no, that's a C0 Ganyu. For some reason, I was sure I had C1 Ganyu. Okay, so I cleared it with C0 Ganyu and C0 Shenhe. So yeah, okay. I thought I had C1 Ganyu on this account. No, okay, so it's a C0 Ganyu. So yeah, I cleared it with C0 Ganyu Freeze. So like that. It worked fine, honestly. So no, yeah, I used Kazuha, maybe Zhongli, I don't remember. But Freeze Ganyu, Freeze Ayaka. You need a lot of investment, I think. Like, you need a decent build to make it work because there's still a lot of HP, but you will clear the Electro Shields very fast, and you will be able to melt on the Avatar of Lava. You'll still benefit a little bit from the cryo damage bonus if you leveled up your talents on your Ganyu. Because, like, for example, here my Ganyu, yeah, level 9 talent, it still deals a bit of damage, especially if you melt. Same for Shenhe, so can be nice. And then finally, not finally, Kinich team is really good. Kinich team, so Kinich Burn with Emily or Baiju or Nahida. Works really good. Burn destroys the Electro Shield. Kinich can doesn't care about the Pyro Aura on the lava or the Pyro Res. And yeah, most of it is single target, so you're gonna be able to destroy things pretty fast with Kinich. And then last is going to be Hyperbloom. Hyperbloom is going to be really good. Same. Nahida, Alhaitham can destroy the Electro Shields very, very fast. Single target damage very high as well with Alhaitham Hyperbloom. So this is pretty good. And then after that, you got some teams that can work, like Moalani, Vape can work, Neuvillette. Premium team can work if you have like the best supports or stuff like that. You shred so much resistance that even with the Electro Shields, you're not going to break super fast. Novi can still do it pretty well versus the Crocodile and stuff like that. So you can still use Novi second half. You can do F2P Hyperbloom as I showed earlier. I mean, as I showed on my previous 4 stars only clear. And yeah, other than that, Chaska can work as well on the second half if you don't use her on the first half, or if you use Mawika first half, you can use Chaska Bennett second, for example, or something like that. And I think that's basically it. I tried some Hutao clears on the first half, but since most best teams for Hutao are double Hydro, you're going to lose a lot of damage because the Hydro is not going to do anything. So I wouldn't recommend Hutao too much. Line can work. Mono Pyro Deya can kind of work as well, but it's not the most optimal. And some people also clear the second half with Gaming Melt. So like Gaming Bennett, double cryo or something like that, like Kaya Rosaria or something like this. You get a lot of, honestly, you get a lot of damage with this team. So, and you can break the shields really easily. So it's pretty solid, but you need a lot of investment. You need C6, you need really good investment, builds, weapons, etc. So yeah. And honestly, I think that's pretty much it for this Abyss. It's a little bit more restrictive than some of the Abysses that we had, but I don't think it's the worst. It's just like, yeah, if you have Pyro, you're gonna, if you have Mawika Alakino, it's gonna be a walk in the park. If you don't, you're gonna have to be a bit more creative with the teams that you use. Or if you have some other like archetype that are a bit better, it's gonna be fine. But yeah, it depends. Once again, of course, as usual, it depends what characters you have on your account. But I'd say, yeah, it's a little bit restrictive, not too bad, not the most fun either. Like you can't really play whatever you want either. So there's that. But overall, not bad. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel. And yeah, I'm going to be starting doing viewers of this on the weekend. So on Saturday, I think I'm posting this on Friday or maybe on Saturday, depending on how fast I was. So yeah, if you need any Abyss help, feel free to join the Discord. Watch the streams on the weekend, and I'll do as many as I can. And all the way during the rotation, I'll keep doing some viewers Abyss. So if you need help, feel free to join, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.